Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons to me, peculiar talent. And the reason why I say peculiar talent is because a guy like Ben Simmons has never looked like he is like fully invested into playing basketball. He just never looked interested in hooping. Even when he was the number one pick and you had Colin Cowherd on his show like, hey, LeBron, we're good, bro. We got Ben. One of the worst sports takes in the history of the world. We're good, bro. We got Ben. Well, Ben Simmons is now on the Clippers, and you know how that goes, right? You go to the Clippers, your career goes to die. So he's there now after, you know, being with the Sixers and that not working out, going to Brooklyn and then that damn sure not working out, and now being with the Clippers. And Ben Simmons in this article with Complex says Ben Simmons has claimed basketball is his life despite people questioning his heart on the court. So this is a direct quote from him. Basketball is my life. I don't want to play with my life, so that's who I am. It's in the family. It's in the blood. This is what I do. It's like walking. I love it. This is just what I do. Wake up, basketball is my thing, and I love the game. I love the opportunities it's given me in my life and my family. So, I mean, even when I step away from the game one day, I'll still be involved in some aspect, whether it's coaching, whether it's helping the youth and giving back. That's just what I'm going to do. Now, I could be critical of a guy like Ben Simmons in regards to his professional career when you see where it's gone. But I'm going to go the other way here. I think it's easy for people to look at a guy that has been the number one pick, was in a good situation, ended up having this weird mental block that kind of took his focus away from being a great player on the court, and now people are using it as a punchline, myself included at times. But at the end of the day, this is a kid that played basketball his entire life. I'm sure he started playing basketball for very young, 5, 6, 7 years old. And now he's, pushing 30, and basketball has been his entire life. He's given all of his time and his effort into being the best basketball player that he can be. Now, are there results in regards to like the fruits of his labor outside of being in the league? No, he's had some rough times. He's now, I don't even know if he's a consistent starter with the Clippers or he's a guy coming off the bench, but it's like people had such high hopes for him, and I think that's what is mind fucking people with him, is that if he was just a regular role player to start and wasn't the number one pick, wasn't dubbed the savior, wasn't dubbed this and that and all this other stuff, I think that people would be a lot more receptive to listening to what he's saying and appreciating or just letting him be. And I think in a way going to the Clippers and going to basketball obscurity is good for him because he doesn't necessarily have to deal with that pressure of trying to live up to some unrealistic expectations that people have set out for him. You're 6'10", you're 240 pounds, you can pass the ball, you can rebound, you can play defense. Why aren't you better than what you are? What gives? Why aren't you LeBron? Why aren't you Giannis? Why aren't you this? Like, some players are just not that. I remember this kid coming out of college, and when he was at LSU, I questioned his motor. I said, he's good, but there's something about him that doesn't make me believe that he has a high motor for basketball. He may be good at it, and I grew up playing with a lot of guys that were good at basketball, but they didn't love it. They just played because they were good at it. Shouts to my homie Ty Butchery. You know, we had that conversation years ago about when he was growing up, he was bigger and taller and stronger than everybody. And he just felt that, okay, baseball was a thing that I was supposed to do. Didn't really care about playing baseball. I just did it because I was good at it. And then people said that I couldn't make it. So I had to, that was my ammunition to prove them wrong as motivation. I used that. But once I got there, I burned out pretty quickly because I didn't care about the sport enough. He had to relearn how to love the game of baseball that he currently does now, right? So for a guy like Ben Simmons, I think he's always loved the game, but a guy like Ben Simmons never could be able to articulate that physically because some people are introverts, right? They internalize everything and they don't really absorb, or whatever word it is. They don't you don't see it on them like how you see it on somebody else. Like some people, you see it out there, they're just smiling, they're having fun, they're enjoying the game. You can see the joy in their face, while other people, they're not like that. But that doesn't mean that they're necessarily having a bad go at it or they don't care. And that's kind of the stamp that he's had over the past couple of years, is that, yeah, he's not playing in Brooklyn. He had the back injury. And is he healthy? Does he really want to play? And it's just like, so I'm trying my best to understand his side of it. And listen, I think he has a chance to be able to repair his image. He's going to be a free agent after this year, which means that teams are all going to be asking, do we want to invest in him, whether it be in the short term or giving him a medium-sized deal, a couple of years, whatever it is, but we need to know that you're all in. And I think him doing this interview with Complex, him playing and just trying to stay under the radar, is a way for him to kind of repair his image. I don't remember Ben Simmons ever doing a sit-down interview or having something like this. And I think this is all a part of the plan in regards to like rejuvenating his career, right? I only got one piece of advice for him. Stop with the off-season photos about you in the lab, in the gym, because we know what happens after that. Just switch it up. Switch it up and do something completely different. How about just no pictures? We don't see no Ben Simmons sightings at the gym. We don't see none of that. Just come back, play ball wherever you're going to be, whether it's with the Clippers, whether it's with anybody else, and just keep doing what you're doing in regards to playing and living out your dream and doing what you feel you're put here to do. That's what I took from this article. So I'm gonna be a lot more reserved on this young man. Like I said, the only issues that I have with him is that he's playing for the Clippers. Moving on. Shout out to Ben Simmons, and the fact that I'm saying that, people are gonna be like, what am I drinking tonight? Silent Assassin's looking at me like, are you okay? Is there something wrong with you? I'm being nice.